The first time I found it, I thought it was a mistake. A mislabeled cassette tucked between old self-help books at a thrift store. Its label handwritten in shaky cursive. Meditation for sleep. Side A. No artist, no publisher, just those words. The ink slightly smudged as if written in a hurry. I'd been struggling with insomnia for months, so I bought it for $1, not expecting much. That night, I dug out an old tape player from my closet, popped it in, and pressed play. The voice that came through was soft, soothing, almost too soothing. A man's voice, calm and measured, guiding me through breathing exercises. Inhale, hold, exhale. His tone was warm, familiar, like he'd known me for years. I followed along, my eyelids growing heavy. Then, halfway through, something changed. The cadence shifted. The instructions became wrong. You are not alone in this room. My eyes snapped open. The voice hadn't paused, it kept going as if nothing unusual had been said. Breathe in. And as you exhale, listen closely to the space behind you. My skin prickled. I told myself it was just a weird choice of words. But the voice continued, sinking deeper into my ears. There is a shape standing at the foot of your bed. Do not look. It is not yet time. I yanked the headphones off, heart hammering. The tape kept playing, the voice murmuring things I couldn't make out. I ejected it, shoved it into a drawer, and tried to forget. But the next night, exhausted and desperate, I played it again. It was worse this time. The instructions were different. The voice no longer guided MIT, spoke to something else. She is listening. She does not yet see you. Be patient. A wet, clicking sound followed, like something shifting in the dark. Then, faint but unmistakable, a second voice whispering just beneath the first. I tore the tape out, but it was too late. That night, I woke to the sound of breathing that wasn't mine. Something was in the room with me, watching from the corner where the shadows pooled too thickly. The next morning, I found the cassette on my pillow. I hadn't left it there. I tried to destroy it, burned it, smashed the pieces. But the next night, the tape was back in its case on my nightstand, pristine. And the voice? The voice was no longer just on the tape. It was in my head, whispering even when the player was off. You should not have listened. Now it knows your name. The thrift store was cluttered, dust motes swirling in the dim light as I sifted through boxes of forgotten junk. The cassette was tucked between a broken VHS and a water-damaged book on lucid dreaming. No markings except that handwritten label, Meditation for Sleep, Side A. The ink was faded, the edges of the tape slightly warped, as if it had been played too many times. Something about it made my fingers linger. Maybe it was the way the cursive letters curled, too deliberate. Like the writer had pressed down hard enough to nearly tear the paper. Or maybe it was the fact that, despite its age, the tape felt warm. The cashier didn't even look at it when I paid, just took my quarter and waved me off. Her eyes glazed, like she wasn't entirely there. I should have taken that as a warning. That night, alone in my apartment, I dug out an old tape player from a box of college relics. The moment I pressed play, the voice filled the room, smooth, practiced, wrapping around me like a second shadow. Close your eyes. Let the weight of the day dissolve. It was too intimate, to knowing. Like the speaker was right beside me, lips brushing my ear. Then came the first wrong line. You are not alone in this room. A jolt of ice shot down my spine. I laughed, nervous. telling myself it was just an odd metaphor. But the voice continued unbothered. Asterisk, there is a shape standing at the foot of your bed. Do not look. It is not yet time. My breath hitched. The words slithered under my skin, settling deep. I told myself to stop the tape, but my fingers wouldn't move. The voice wasn't just speaking, it was waiting, listening for my reaction. Then, so quiet I almost missed it, a whisper beneath the words. Not part of the recording. Something else, something alive. I ripped the headphones off. The silence that followed was worse. Because in that silence, I realized the whispering hadn't stopped. I told myself I'd imagined it. Sleep deprivation does strange things to the mind. But by 3 a.m., desperation outweighed fear. I put the tape in again. This time, the voice didn't start with instructions. It started with a question. Asterisk, do you hear it? A pause. Then, a wet, rhythmic sound like fingers dragging across a damp surface. The voice continued. Lower now. Asterisk, it's in the walls. It's always been there, waiting for you to listen. My hand shook. The tape hissed, the sound warping, stretching too long between words. Then, clear as day, a child's voice. Asterisk, help me, I screamed. The tape player ejected on its own, the cassette clattering to the floor. That's when I noticed the smell, rotting meat, thick and cloying, coming from the vent above my bed. I didn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I felt it, the weight of something pressing down on the mattress. The slow dip of the sheets where nothing sat. By dawn, I was hollow-eyed, clutching a kitchen knife like a talisman. The tape was on my dresser. I hadn't left it there. I played it one last time, determined to prove it was just a prank. The voice was different, guttural, strained. Asterisk, you shouldn't have come back. Then, a sound I'll never forget, a wet, choking gasp, followed by a whisper directly into my ear. Though I was alone. Asterisk, I see you. The lights went out. Something grabbed my ankle. I threw it in the trash. It was back on my pillow by morning. I burned it. The ashes were gone the next day, the tape sitting whole on my coffee table. I smashed it with a hammer. The pieces vanished. The tape reappeared in my jacket pocket, the case unbroken. The voice started speaking even when the tape wasn't playing. Asterisk, you can't escape. It's in your head now. It wasn't just at home anymore. I heard it in the shower, beneath the rush of water. Asterisk, turn around. In the car, the radio static forming words. It's in the backseat. At work, a coworker's voice shifting mid-sentence into that same guttural whisper. Asterisk, you're already dead. I tracked down the thrift store cashier. She was gone. Her neighbor said she'd drowned in her bathtub, fully clothed. The water ice cold, her face locked in a scream. Under her bed, they found a tape. Meditation for Sleep. Side B. 7. The hidden message. Played backward, the tape wasn't a meditation. It was a ritual. An invitation. The voice wasn't guiding the listener to sleep. It was guiding something else to wake. It stands in the corner of my room every night now. I don't look. I know what I'd see. The voice on the tape is my own now. I don't remember recording it, but I hear myself whispering to the next listener. Asterisk, you are not alone in this room. 9. It's too late for me. I tried to warn you, but the words won't come out right anymore. The voice takes them, twists them. Soon, I won't be able to fight it. Soon, I'll be the one whispering on the tape. Do you hear it? That faint hum, just beneath your thoughts. The tape finds its way to those who need it most. It's already in your house. You just haven't found it yet. But it's found you. Play me. Close your eyes. It's standing behind you. It started as an innocent attempt to cure my insomnia. I had struggled with sleepless nights for years. The kind where you toss and turn, staring at the ceiling, feeling trapped in your own restless body. It was affecting my work, my relationships, my sanity. I was desperate. One night, as I scrolled mindlessly through my phone, I stumbled upon a meditation app. It had thousands of reviews, almost all of them glowing. People praised its ability to lull them into the deepest sleep they'd ever known. They spoke of waking up refreshed, of vivid dreams that felt more real than life itself. It seemed too good to be true. The voice in the guided meditation was smooth, hypnotic, almost unnatural. It instructed me to relax, to let go, to drift. The first night was unlike anything I'd ever experienced. As soon as I closed my eyes, I felt as if I were sinking not into my bed, but into something deeper, something vast and endless. I dreamed of a black ocean with no shore, of whispering voices beneath the waves, of something immense moving just beyond my sight. Each night, the meditation became stranger. The voice in my ears started speaking in a language I didn't recognize, yet I understood. The background music held distorted sounds, like breathing, like something shifting in the dark. My dreams turned to nightmares, yet I woke up feeling more rested than ever. It was addictive. Then, the changes started. I began hearing the voice outside of the meditation. In the silence of my apartment, I would hear a whisper just behind me. My reflection in the mirror felt wrong, as if it were watching, waiting. The air in my bedroom grew heavy, charged, like something unseen was pressing against me. I tried to stop using the app, but I found myself waking up with it already playing. The voice cooing in my ear, soothing, possessive. One night, I decided to stay awake. I let the meditation play, but I kept my eyes open, resisting the pull of sleep. That was the night I saw them. Shadowy figures, tall and thin, gathered at the foot of my bed. They didn't move, didn't breathe. They only watched. Their presence seeped into my bones, a feeling of being utterly claimed. The voice in my ears whispered something different that night. You are ready. I couldn't move. My body was paralyzed, but my mind was awake. The figures stepped closer, their shapes flickering like a dying candle. A hand reached out, fingers impossibly long, and pressed against my forehead. I woke up the next morning with the taste of salt in my mouth, my sheets damp with something thick and black. My phone was open to the meditation app, but the session had changed. It wasn't called sleep meditation anymore. It was titled Rebirth. I don't know what I let in. I don't know if I'm even still me. But at night, when I close my eyes, I dream of the black ocean again. And this time, I'm not just floating. I'm sinking deeper, and I'm not alone. The voice never stops now. It murmurs beneath every moment of silence. A constant hum that vibrates through my bones. My reflection in the mirror lingers a second too long when I turn away, its lips curling in a knowing smirk. The figures are no longer confined to the foot of my bed. They stand in the corners of my vision, just beyond the reach of light, waiting, watching. I tried deleting the app. My phone wouldn't let me. The screen flickered, and the voice whispered, "You cannot escape." I smashed the phone against the wall, shattering it into pieces. But that night, the meditation still played. The sound seeped through my walls, through my skull, through my very being. I don't know how much longer I can fight. The ocean calls to me, and each night I slip a little deeper, My body moves without my consent. My mouth speaks in a language I do not know. The figures inch closer with each passing night, their elongated hands reaching, beckoning. Tonight, I won't resist. Tonight, I will sink, and whatever waits at the bottom of the black ocean will welcome me home. The final hours before sleep are the hardest. My mind fights the pull, but my body betrays me. My limbs grow heavy, my breathing slows, and the whispers become a deafening chorus. The figures no longer wait at the edges of my vision. They encircle me, their elongated fingers twitching with anticipation. The air thickens with the scent of salt and decay. I see my reflection in the dark screen of my broken phone. It smiles at me, lips curling into something that isn't my own expression. Its eyes are deeper than they should, be black voids that pulse with something alive. I blink and it doesn't. It only watches. That same knowing grin, stretching wider, too wide. I can feel them touching me now. Not just watching. Their fingers are cold, pressing into my skin like tendrils of the deep. They wrap around my wrists, my ankles, my throat. I try to scream, but my mouth fills with water, thick and briny. The black ocean isn't just in my dreams anymore. It is here. It is real. And I am drowning in it. I am slipping away. My heartbeat slows. My thoughts scatter. And the last thing I hear before everything goes silent is the voice, whispering one final command. Let go.